So, welcome everyone. I hope you can hear me well. My name is Mathilde and I'm your host tonight. I'm happy to connect with everyone. I will share my contact details in the chat and you can do the same if you want to start the networking. I will be sharing the schedule and the link to the pitch decks of the 6 startups that we will discover this evening. And yeah, just a reminder, you can use the general chat or private messages to ask some questions to the presenters and to interact with the other attendees. Yes, shortly about the Startup Club. It's the one-stop shop for the global entrepreneur community. Our vision is to assist businesses in their funding rounds and growth by connecting entrepreneurs with investors, advisors, mentors in the startup ecosystem internationally. And we do this through a series of pitch nights and investor networking conferences. Currently, we host pitch events in health tech, green tech, fashion, beauty, luxury, and also AI. I will be sharing also the links for free tickets in the chat in the second part of the event. So tonight, I'm happy to have 6 companies with us who will present their companies within fashion, beauty, and luxury. I'm very happy to welcome you all this evening. The format of the event is 15 minutes each for pitch and feedback from the advisors. So the pitch should be taking 8 minutes and the rest of the time, which is 7 minutes, it's for the feedback. And if someone pitches longer, the feedback part will be reduced. We need to move to the next presenter sharply after 15 minutes to keep the schedule. And I will be putting on a timer with the first beep at 8 minutes, second beep at 7 minutes. And then after the second beep, we move on to the next presenter. Yes, since we have many advisors tonight and only a short time for Q&A, that I wanted to suggest that the advisors that want to speak in priority or they feel that they have a lot to say to the presenters, that they can raise their hand in the chat and I will ask them to speak first. Yeah, otherwise the advisors who do not interact with the presenters can connect after the call if there is some synergy. I will share the contact list, of course. Yeah, so now I would like to introduce you to the 6 companies. The first one is Segal Jewelry, a high-end jewelry brand with bespoke designs and online customization abilities, presented by Yannick Segal. Second is SPACELING, a well-being first, inclusive and toxic-free social media, leveraging AI and 3D tech with business and leisure features, presented by Michael Sperling. Third one is Vestir AI, taking the virtual fitting room technology to the next level with engaging hyper-realistic avatars that also solve for size and fit, with Joanne Philbin, maybe. Fourth one, Tracie Martyn, a bio skincare brand from New York for all skin types, with Marius Morario. Then we will have Ciriana, an organic clothing producer from Rome, using only natural fabrics, components, and plant-based dyes. Sofia and Rafael will be presenting. And the last one of the evening is Smart Birdy, a smart and sophisticated luggage for women with Abby Listo. So welcome everyone. I'm happy to have you here. And now we will move to ask the advisors to introduce themselves. Tonight we have Samuel Alexander from C2C Fashion and Technology, Laura Puricelli, Dress for Good, who told me is on catching a plane and she will not be able to join, but she proposed to do one-to-ones with all of you, each presenter, after the call. So that is sorted. Meredith Lu, Hanson Venture Partners, Jeppe Bjerke, who is an angel investor, Severin Baker, Pembroke VC, and Shelley Foster, Active Lab LLC. So let's start with Samuel.
Yeah. Good morning here, good afternoon, where you guys are at. But Sam Alexander here in Austin, Texas. My company is C2C Fashion and Technology. We have a collab where we take companies from concept all the way through the life cycle of a product. Our ecosystem consists of a platform that manages everything from the raw materials to the recycling of the raw materials.
Thank you, Samuel. Then we have also Meredith Lu. We cannot hear you. No.
Hear me now?
Yes, now it's fine.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Nice meeting you, everyone. I'm with Hanson Ventures. We are a venture fund investing in technology and consumer. Basically, we're looking for consumer-centric product and also with a very perfect product market fit. Yeah, very happy to be here. I'm looking forward to reviewing all the presentations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Meredith. And then we have Jeppe. Jeppe?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Jeppe Bjerken. I'm based in Stockholm. I'm an angel investor focusing on consumer and tech mostly, and also work with previous largest VC fund in Norway.
Thank you, Jeppe. Severin?
Hello, everyone. I'm Sev. I'm an investor at Pembroke. We're a UK fund that focuses on late seed to Series A investments across sort of consumer tech and business services. And we look for incredible founders with strong growth and some proof of some product market fit. And we quite like consumer. So really excited to see some pictures.
Thank you so much, Severin. And then we have Shelley.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shelley Foster. I spent the last 25 years in consumer brands, scaling brands through startups within Nike in the new venture division, Bowflex, Reef, that I had my own apparel brands, which I exited about 6 years ago to my Indian factory. Since I've launched Active Lab, where we advise primarily consumer brands, but also some tech brands. And then for the last 3 years, we've also been working not just on advising, but also investing specifically in consumer tech intersection brands.
Thank you so much, Shelley, and welcome to Pitch Night. Okay, so this are our advisors. We can now start right away with the first presenter, which is Segal Jewelry with Yanif. So whenever you're ready, you can share the screen and start.
Hi, everyone. Hi, I'm Yanif, the founder and CEO of Segal Jewelry. We are a profitable, tech-enabled, fine jewelry brand. We combine deep product expertise, full production control, and performance marketing. We are raising $1 million to scale capital-efficient, high-margin model. My background combines technology, product, and marketing. I started coding in the 5th grade. I later served in the classified Air Force unit, the closest equivalent to Zone 51, in the technology and communication role. I became a full-stack developer and later on moved into performance marketing, managing Google and Facebook accounts for leading brands. I spent 4.5 years in Asia, mainly in India and Thailand, studying jewelry, craftsmanship, gemstones, and diamonds.
Hey, hey, Sahan, I'm in the office. I'll open the door. You can just leave it on the lobby. I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I spent 4.5 years in Asia, and mostly in India and Thailand, studying jewelry, craftsmanship, gemstone, and diamonds. I combine deep product knowledge with growth marketing experience and technology. That integration is our competitive edge. This background allowed me to transform traditional jewelry manufacturing into a scalable digital platform. Today, Segal Jewelry combines bespoke artistry with the e-commerce efficiency, delivering high-end custom jewelry from Los Angeles to customers worldwide. I'm happily married, a father of one, and living in Los Angeles. I was approved to the US green card under the National Interest Waiver for exceptional ability. We operate with a lean execution-focused team. Alba, our COO, runs the full operations from our Los Angeles location, from order to delivery. Kate Boyer, co-founder and CEO of Anatomy, brings deep luxury brand and operational experience. I would like now to invite Kate to share a few words with us. Kate, please.
Thank you so much for having us. It is my pleasure to share this unique perspective on jewelry design with the dynamic of a very unique founder and founding team. I think they have identified a very unique white space in the industry where I like to be involved with my background and experience, where on the upper right quadrant of kind of a sleepy legacy industry, we are able to disrupt. So with that said, I'll let Yaniv continue on the journey on how we are actually executing on that with a proven product fit to market and existing revenues and existing profits. Go ahead, Yaniv.
Thank you, Kate. Varvara leads product visuals across the brand, and Denise oversees order workflow and offshore operation. We started back in 2017, manufacturing and operating the company from Israel, delivering mostly to the United States. In 2020, we established the US Delaware entity. In 2021, we registered our trademark. In October 2023, I returned with my wife from our honeymoon to Israel 3 days before October 7 attack. 7 days later, I relocated to Los Angeles to ensure business could continue fulfilling orders even if the sky is closed because of the war. Since then, all of the jewelry has been made in Los Angeles. We continue growing in 2023, 24, and 25. The fine jewelry market is stuck between two extremes. Traditional luxury brands are expensive, slow, and not transparent. Online marketplaces sell loose stones, not cohesive design. True bespoke jewelry is slow and inaccessible for most of the customers. There is a large underserved middle. We bring bespoke jewelry to scale using technology. We offer 964 proprietary designs, over 1.3 million possible variations. Customer can customize the metal type and color, center stone type and color, side stone type and color, and the diamond size. Every piece is made to order after payment and completed up to 10 days. Shipping overnight or second-day delivery, signature required with insurance. Traditional bespoke jewelry often takes weeks to months to manufacture. Our vertically controlled productions allow us to deliver within 10 to 12 days. We manage the entire production chain, from stone sourcing to casting, setting, and fulfillment. This allows us higher margin, faster turnarounds, and tighter quality control. There is no inventory risk. There is no out-of-stock situation. Our next stage is deep customization powered by AI. Customer will be able to change the center stone shape, modify the prongs, the setting structures, and adjust additional design elements. AI will guide the customer through the process design and generating a smart recommendation and improve visualization. This transforms Segal Jewelry from a product brand into scalable customization platform. The global jewelry market is over $350 billion. The US market alone exceeds $70 billion. Online fine jewelry represents a rapidly growing multi-billion-dollar segment. Our focus niche is digitally native, bespoke fine jewelry, represent roughly $1 to $2 billion opportunity. Even a small percentages of this market represent significant upside. Since inception, we generated over $4 million in revenue. We operate with approximately 70% gross margin. Average order value is around $3,000 with lifetime value of $3,600. 20% of our customers return to purchase again. The business has fully self-funded from the beginning. I started this company with $3,500. Our average return on ad spend is 3.5 times. Our average yearly growth is approximately 32%. We are scaling faster than the category, more than 4 times. We operate as a very lean company because everything is made to order and digitally managed. We scale revenue without scaling headcount. We can reach to $4 million in revenue with less than $60,000 in additional operating cost. This is a capital-efficient business model. The acquisition engine works. Our primary channel is performance marketing. We run Google and Meta and Pinterest ads, focused on high-intent keywords and audiences. Next stage expansion includes organic content, SEO, influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, and strategic partnership. We are already profitable on the first acquisition and expect the CAC to improve further. We sit between the legacy luxury brands and the mass online marketplaces. Legacy brands are high-end but slow digitally. Online marketplaces focus on the diamond rather than the design. Segal Jewelry is design-led, digitally native, and vertically controlled. With $1 million, we scale paid acquisition conservatively at 3 times return on ad spend, below our historical average. Base case, over $6 million in revenue within 5 years. Upside case, annual revenue of $12 million. Because everything is made to order and vertically controlled, growth does not create inventory risk. We plan to inject an additional $2 to $3 million in the upcoming year. The goal is to build a 9-figure company. We are raising $1 million at $10 million post-money valuation cap through convertible note. 80% will go to marketing and brand expansion, 15% to AI and technology, 5% to operations. These capitals allow us to scale a proven acquisition engine and technology platform. Our goal is to build a 9-figure digitally native luxury brand. Thank you. I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you so much for the pitch, Yannick and Kate. Okay, we can now go to the feedback part. Is there someone who wants to go first? Then let's begin with Samuel.
What type of proprietary software or patents do you have on your technology?
We don't have any technology patents. We have the technology to combine through the website and customize the product to the client. That means that if you're browsing a specific product on the website, you're able to customize it and see it in different variations through the website without contacting us or asking us to do something for you.
And your competitors are scaling a lot slower than what you are in this area?
We compare ourselves double four from the industry. The growth of the industry is 7%. We are going in average 32%. There are other many private companies that you cannot know the data within them. I know in person dozens of companies, $50 million and above.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's ask Shelley for feedback. Shelley?
Sorry, I was on mute still. Love the business model, especially the margins and the growth. Impressive. Congratulations. My question really is around, fine jewelry is really a branding, emotional game, and the majority of the margin is spent there. So right now, really product selection and fast turnaround seems to be, your key competitive advantage. But how do you think that, long term, you're really going to be able to anchor that returning customer with more of an emotional relationship, which is really what the higher ticket prices end up, maintaining that consumer relationship around? So what are you planning to do to really build that brand?
Today, people purchase with us because of the design and the emotional that we giving, the value we give into the brand. Like the reason that people buying engagement ring mostly and all the jewelry by the design. So this is something we are having and we'll continue to growing. About increasing the returning audience. Today we have 20% returning customers, and this is without any additional effort we're putting in. We are planning to build VIP club and to give more benefits for the returning clients. We are seeing that the returning clients are purchasing again and again in higher and higher values. We're having clients that spend $60,000 with us, $50,000 and more. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, sure. Good luck.
Thank you. Let's ask now Meredith.
Hi, Yana. I have a question on your customer acquisition cost. How do you measure your customer acquisition based on your current traction?
I didn't get the question. If you can please repeat.
How do you measure your customer acquisition cost based on your current traction?
We're looking about the ad spend and how many orders we have, and we're just dividing the ad spend by the order number. It gives us the acquisition cost.
Do you have a number on that?
Yes.
Including all the costs. Yes. Okay, my
It's between 800. It's around $800 acquisition.
800.
Between 600 to 800 depend on the year that we are looking. But we are profitable from the first acquisition.
Okay, that's good. The second question is, how do you leverage the growth go-to-market strategy to protect your product margin?
The price of the product, we are selling the jewelry in the high end of the price. There are people that selling jewelry in multiply of 2. We're doing it in multiply in 4 in average. We're not trying to compete about the price. Like our designs are very unique. Some of them no one else know to do and doing it in general. And if you want a specific design we have, you cannot even go to another jewelers to get it because the technology and the jewelry itself are unique as well.
Thank you, Benedict. Jeppe?
I mean, this customization part is clearly a core feature of your company. Do you think that the customer primarily look at this as attracted by this configuration possibility, or more like the Segal brand or the design of your products?
Thank you for your question. The process is that the client is getting in love into a design and then deciding which variation he wants to get it. For example, someone browsing an ad with a yellow gold ring with the white diamonds. He coming to the product page on the website, and then he see that he can change to white gold. He changed to white gold. He see the picture immediately. After that, he changed the white diamond to black diamonds, and he say, "This is exactly what I want," and doing the checkout process with us.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Severin?
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. Super interesting, and the jewelry looks amazing. So really well done. Your marketing engine on performance marketing seems to be working all right. Your return on ad spend seems pretty good. But are you thinking about how you're going beyond just performance marketing? So what you're trying to do to really capture that next set of customers that aren't as easily acquirable?
Yes, when I started to grow the business, I growed it from my own money. I had to get like something that will be performance marketing to grow. We believe that once we're hitting an influencer and more holistic marketing like channels, we will lower the CAC eventually, but it will take some time to do it. And this is in general what we think that we should do for the next step. We have, by the way, many variations and many designs. For example, if you're looking about getting a cross pendant, you can get it with black diamond, yellow diamond, white diamonds, and many variations. So even if you're going and targeting only the performance marketing in Google, you can find enough of like traffic to get and convert through there.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Yaniv.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much for the feedback and congratulations on the pitch, Yannick. We will now move to the second presenter, which is SPACELING with Michael. Michael, whenever you're ready, you can start your presentation. Michael? Hello?
Sorry.
Okay.
Apologies. I'm
No
all
problem.
with you. Okay. So thanks, Mathilda, and hello, everyone. So as we all know, social media is a great invention. It really started off as a wonderful thing, connecting people from near and far. There's no denying that it's been a real game changer in how we all interact and engage with the world around us. But over the years, a very dark and toxic side emerged, and most of us have been affected by its toxicity, either directly or indirectly affecting people near and dear to us. Having witnessed this firsthand myself, this negative impact that social media can have on its users, and particularly the young and vulnerable, creating a safe and inclusive space has long been a matter very close and dear to my heart. So when the chance came up to co-found SPACELING, I saw it as a real opportunity, not only to build an exciting business, but also to, at the very least, have a real go at fixing our broken social media ecosystem and making a significant and meaningful difference to society. Oops. Apologies. So what is SPACELING? Sorry, so as per our tagline here in front of you, SPACELING is your space where you belong. In a nutshell, SPACELING is a disruptive social media networking tech startup focused on its users' interests and well-being. So what pains are we actually trying to solve? The social media landscape is filled with toxicity such as cyberbullying, hate speech, trolls, social triggers, explicit content, and fake news too, much of which are created and indeed driven by the major social media platforms, deploying their negative and manipulating algorithms only to monetize human attention by driving and promoting controversial content in order to increase their aggressive ads revenue model, and doing so at whatever the cost to users' well-being. So let's see now what solutions we're offering. SPACELING's mission focused on making a significant and positive social impact on humanity, in line with its sustainable development goals, changing and reshaping the way we all interact and engage on social media, tackling social, ethical, fairness, and online safety issues on a global scale, focusing on protecting all of its users, but in particular the young and vulnerable, from a social media that's engulfed with toxicity. SPACELING's tackling all this head on with a zero tolerance policy towards toxicity and deploying user-centric algorithms only, and with its proprietary AI-powered solution for both toxicity moderation and fact-checking, which is all then backed by a lean and well-trained human team to provide a safe and welcoming space and, crucially, to improve users' well-being. SPACELING's creating an inclusive and welcoming community where everyone is valued and all voices matter, empowering its users with ads consumption autonomy and full control of their privacy, data, and digital experience through a plethora of ads, privacy and data sharing user settings, and a very firm commitment to never sell their data without consent. SPACELING offers both its business and leisure users an all-in-one holistic solution, a seamless one-stop shop, if you like, for managing all their social media, networking, business communication channels, data storage, marketplace trading, and digital marketing needs. It goes even further, and in line with its ethical and fairness ethos, uniquely offers users a share in the advertising profit pot. While SPACELING does also have a conventional feed, in fact, it has more than one, it also has this wow factor feature, which is likely also to enhance stickiness. It's an innovative, multi-dimensional environment founded on 3D technology with future plans to expand also to VR and AR. It's a space where content isn't just scrolled through, you actually experience it, where users can step into this dynamic and totally immersive three-dimensional space-themed universe filled with topic-related clusters, as you can see here on the side in the little video from our actual MVP. It's filled with posts, events, co-blogs, videos, and business pages, all displayed in a panoramic multi-level view. Endless exciting user-created content to be explored, or as we at SPACELING call it, our Explore feature. Our equity holding founding team, it's cross-functional, made up of seasoned entrepreneurs, subject matter experts, including a dual master social media marketing strategist, an ex-BAM Harvard certified full stack 3D developer, and 3 PhD AI experts. SPACELING champions diversity and multiculturalism, featuring over 50% women and over 20% ethnic minorities. We have a solid team that all buy into SPACELING's ethos and concept. Over the past 18 to 24 months alone, SPACELING has achieved great milestones, an MVP with its 3D Explore feature and AI-powered solution, UX UI designs, AI blueprints towards beta, and cross-jurisdictional trademarks too. We're targeting the over $250 billion and 5.7 billion users social media market with its 5% annualized growth, with our target set at a very modest 2% market penetration. A short lead generation campaign that targeted the UK market alone and with a very minimal budget yielded a pre-release waitlist of nearly 7,000 and growing, including some angel investors, influencers, and a below average CPA of under $2, really demonstrating market value validation. Unlike platforms relying mainly on ads revenue, aggressively monetizing human attention regardless of users' well-being, SPACELING offers a robust hybrid B2B and B2C financial model, protecting its users' well-being by encompassing multiple revenue streams, including SaaS subscriptions, premium upgrades, marketplace commissions, and advertising too, but doing so in a safe and ethical way that allows us to yield high returns, but without harming users' well-being. SPACELING's P&L offers high but realistically attainable returns, which are based on both cautious OPEX and conservative revenue and MAU figures. Year 5 KPIs project SPACELING reaching its 2% market penetration of 100 million users, $3 billion in revenue, and an ARPU of just short of $30, positioning SPACELING in the middle of the pack with a conservative and realistic projection. We're looking to raise $3.8 million to secure a 15-month runway in return for 18% equity, and we've currently raised 65K and declined over 200K in an early pre-seed round, and we certainly have real skin in the game, having self-funded to the tune of over $600,000. Our financial model also includes a $16 million Series A round, which we already know it's already in our model, included towards the end of seed runway. It projects us generating revenue as of year 2 and moving into the black profitability in year 3. Exit strategy, 3 to 5 year exit strategy, includes an acquisition by a suitable and well-aligned tech giant, or an early exit during future rounds through secondary sale, and later on down the line, of course, with our financial model projections materializing, also exiting via an IPO would certainly be another option. Also want to leave you with a few statistics which further validate the desperate need for SPACELING. So 83% of people worldwide believe harmful social media content should be restricted. 67% often encounter hate speech online. 85% worry about the impact of fake news, and 89% demand intervention in regards to fake news. Now, just to summarize and visualize this pitch, here is a short video. Okay, I apologize. Technical glitch, so I'm happy to take questions instead.
Okay, great. Okay, let's start with Severin.
Yeah.
Severin? Yeah.
No, firstly, I love the way that you speak and present, Michael. It's almost like storytelling. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
The question I had was, I appreciate you gave us a little overview on the revenue model, and you've made like a pretty deliberate choice to move away from the traditional, I guess, ads for attention model that a lot of social media places use, which I think is a really nice call and a really strongly ethical call. But it does make the path to revenue a bit more interesting. So can you go into that in a little bit more detail, and what would be the core drivers of revenue, and how you would make that freemium model work?
Okay, thanks. Obviously, a great question. So, as I explained in the presentation, SPACELING is really offering, it's still just an ads revenue or an ads driven model. It's a hybrid model. So we have multiple streams, and so we have besides the advertising, we have subscription. So it's SaaS. We have marketplace. So there are marketplace commissions, upgrades. So it's a freemium model with upgrades. So if you could maybe just focus or pinpoint the actual question, because I'm not sure beyond that where you're driving to.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's what is that main bucket of spend, and then if it is that freemium model, how do you transition users from a free version to a paid version?
Okay, so let's start off by saying that the idea behind SPACELING is firstly to offer as much free as possible to users, and really focus mainly on generating revenue from business. So that's for starters. So that also goes with our ethical ethos. Now, there will also be upgrades for general users, and also other features that they can also purchase, etc. And we in our model we used a a ratio, the free to premium ratio with regards to our freemium and SaaS, which is between 1.5, I'm not saying it's 1.5 to 4%, which is basically where the bottom of the pack, below average. So we are very confident from that aspect. We have besides we have six main USPs to keep people on board and to attract them. Of course, we have also this wow factor, the 3D explore feature. But from, if you're looking at just sort of straightforward numbers, our model is based on, I said, but depending on the feature, because we have 8 specifically identified streams, and the ones that are, they've got 5 SaaS and freemium, and they're between 1.5 and 4% ratio. So as I said, it is very, very conservative. And also our MAU numbers are very conservative for year 5. If you just take Blue Sky just for an argument's sake, they're a relative new one. They've been a couple of years on the market. They already have over 42 million. Our user KPI for year 3 is 20 million. So just to explain, and we're still projecting around $3 billion in revenue in year 5. So as I said, despite all our KPI figures being very, very conservative, very, very modest. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if that was what you're aiming for, but I tried my best. I didn't.
No, it's great. Thank you, Michael. This answers my question.
Right.
Thank you very much. Let's ask now Shelley for her feedback.
Yeah, also nice presentation, well delivered. Please share the video that you were trying to share after the presentation today. I'd be interested to see that. The previous already touched on the freemium revenue model. So I would say probably my big question to you is, the safety piece is really a younger generation. We're looking to keep them safe more than other people can police themselves. So what is really your hook to compete against TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat for this younger generation, which is both driven by parents and through legislation really been put into this lane of safe social? So what's your hook to get them, and really what age category you're looking at to be the main target for your launch?
Okay, thanks very much, Shell. Firstly, in regards to the video, I'm afraid it's a bit difficult to share it, but I'm happy to have a one-to-one and show it to you with pleasure, and to everyone else too, one-to-ones. Just to say, SPACELING firstly is for all ages. Not just for youngsters. In fact, when we did a lead generation campaign, as I said, it was very focused, only in the UK, limited, tiny budget, and not focused. And actually the strongest feedback came from 25 or millennials and up. So, we do have in our GTM strategy the whole plan of how to get the youngsters on board. Also, we have I mentioned our dual masters marketing and social media strategist, Ilaria. She's put together a great GTM strategy. We deployed part of it in this lead generation campaign, but we didn't focus it specifically on the youngsters. Firstly, I will say though that converting users generally, if I use an analogy of a shoe shop on the high street, when you if you try and open another shoe shop next to one that exists there, it's very hard to draw people to you, because if they come by, customers come, they'll usually go to one or the other. The average social media user actually has around 7 social media subscriptions. So therefore, it's actually not as hard to get anyone on board. And we believe that once they join, they will definitely stay with us. Now, whilst there are many platforms around, and some of them even share parts of our vision, there are none that share all of our USPs. So first of all, like you said, the zero tolerance policy towards toxicity, tackling fake news, and privacy issues. Those things, in a way, although we want as parents to protect our youngsters and we want the youngsters to be protected, these are huge issues all ages across the board. I mean, we had people sending us, it was creating a real buzz during our lead generation campaign. And we had, people of into their 20s, 30s, 50s until 70s and beyond, writing very similar things. So we know that this is something that resonates with people across the board. But besides that, we also have the profit sharing. People with regards to advertising of all ages. People often are very happy to have advertising, but they don't want to be push things that they're not interested in. On SPACELING, you can decide what advertising you have and what level of intrusion, so to speak. Then we have this wow factor, as I said, the 3D Explore scene, which is a new way of interacting with content, and that will definitely also interest, I'm sure, the younger generation. So that will help with stickiness also with them. Then we have the business and leisure features. So SPACELING is not just social media. It's actually, if you like, if you take a Facebook workspace with a Google workplace and social all in one place. So anything to do with communications and also, as I said, from a business aspect. The video would have shown it much better, I have to admit, but I'm doing the best I can. And then, of course, we got the parent moderation. So for the younger generations, we will have parent moderating, a family hub, what we call a family hub. And then, of course, the youngsters, to keep the platform fun and exciting, besides the 3D Explore, we also, part of our GTM is also to have gamified referrals and rankings, leaderboard milestones, on-platform missions, etc. So firstly, we're addressing day-to-day social media pains, real pains that people have across the board, across the age spectrum. But also we're offering, as I said, a wow factor in our 3D Explore. And therefore, we believe this will definitely drive stickiness and engagement all ages.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, we'll take a last question from Meredith before
Hi,
moving
Michael.
to the next.
Hi, Meredith.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
My first question is regarding your marketplace strategy. Can you give us some examples on the platforms you are currently using, or also your pipeline list? Give us some examples on a marketplace.
I apologize, Meredith, but I've really lost you there. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, sorry.
Do you have any specific selection criteria when you choose the marketplace?
Are you talking about our feature, the marketplace feature?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So SPACELING's marketplace. Firstly, it's not launched yet. So we have an MVP, but it's not launched.
Oh, you haven't launched yet. Okay.
We haven't launched yet, so we're pre-launch. We have the MVP. We're ready to go as soon as we've raised the seed. However, I will state that SPACELING's marketplace initially, SPACELING, as I said, it's a 3D environment. It's very, very unique. It's very different. And part of what we have, the part of the setup of SPACELING's Explore feature is also virtual reality, virtual real estate. And therefore, on our marketplace, users will be able to trade in virtual real estate. They'll be able to trade in digital goods, any type of digital goods. Later on, we'll also be bringing NFTs, so be able to also trade in digital art, etc. And later on, so that's much further down the line, we'll probably also be considering opening also to other tangible goods. But as I said, this is it'll be starting off digital trading marketplace.
Okay, so the next question is based on what you just told me. What's your managed system when it comes to monitor this data input? Your target is to utilize the data to run. I'm just trying to understand your next phase target and goal after launching, all these tools. Like, do you have specific, target face to face and prioritization in different phases?
Yes. Well, I mean, firstly, the SPACELING, developing SPACELING, the whole thing, what I've been describing now in this presentation is really a roadmap. It's the big vision. It'll be done in phases over the next 3 to 4 years, in line with a very comprehensive business plan of ours. Initially focusing on the social media phase. So that's featuring the main social media and 3D Explore features, as well as the AI-powered moderation of fact-checking solution, most of which is already now in our MVP. But later on, introducing the social and business networking features with basic business functionalities, followed by advanced social and business tools. And finally, and this is around 3 years down the line, will be the business enterprise suite. And that one will include, as I said before, something the closest I can give an example is sort of the Facebook workplace and the Google Workspace come together. We have data storage and with what we call our link up, which is what we're doing now on Zoom, video conferencing. I mean, the whole package all in one place. But as I said, this is a roughly three and a bit roadmap for development. But we already in our MVP, we're starting off with the social media, but we will already be able to generate revenue as of year 2, because we will have both from the social media upgrades and also some business functionalities, revenue generating functionalities too.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Meredith. Thank you,
Thank you.
Michael. Very interesting.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, everyone.
First presenter is Tracie Martyn with Marius, and it's a bio skincare brand from New York.
Hello, everybody. It's so nice to be here with you all. I am Marius Moraria. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tracie Martyn Skincare and Beauty. We have a company that is an amazing brand. I'm going to go ahead and share it because there's 1,000 words. But just the beauty industry itself is actually extremely lucrative. And I'm not sure how familiar you are with it, but it is incredible. There are incredible margins and there are incredible exits. And especially since the pandemic, things have changed and people have embraced beauty who in the past have not considered it because it's become more self-care and more important for confidence. We have started with a service business and became experts in facials with my co-founder, who was a makeup artist and had acquired some incredible customers like Naomi Campbell, for instance, and other supermodels. We started with zero capital of our own or loans or anything, and we were able to leverage relationships to work rent-free in a photographer studio. We're very grateful to that photographer. He wanted to meet the models, and eventually we got into Vogue through Donna Karan, and it generated 1,000 clients. These 1,000 clients allowed us to incorporate and move into a small location on Fifth Avenue and create this incredible service business that grew to the point where Cyndi Lauper came one day and said, I am going on the Oprah show and I don't have a present for her. And we gifted her 3 of our products that we were able to make. And we finally became a brand. So the proposition is very similar to, if you may know, Kate Somerville or a Ole Henriksen, so a company that started with a spa and then created products and then were able to get the products into the serviceable market. My background is pre-med. My parents were doctors. I ended up doing nutrition. Instead, I wanted to keep people well and out of the hospital, hopefully. And that was what informed my background to become one of the very few founders who formulate. When I realized that clean skincare, that was my passion, was actually based on herbs and vitamins. And I was therefore suddenly a subject expert. The brand has a multiple check mark for multiple check marks for a multiple check mark customer. I feel like a lot of people want it all these days. So We're clean, we're clinical, we're inclusive, and we have a lot of reach through our customers that is organic. And these were, of course, the early adopters, the spa clients. Here we see Kim Kardashian, who got, for a free facial, she gave us what is probably worth $1 million worth of Instagram. We can reach different customers in different channels because we have more of a psychographic rather than a demographic. And therefore we can sell on TikTok. I sold $15,000 worth of product on in a 2-hour TikTok stream. But we also are in obviously on our own Shopify, and we are in 14 Blue Mercuries where we get the Gen X and the Boomers. We have a ton of editorial, and we solve the biggest problem in the skincare industry, which is that essentially products that are clean often are not efficacious, and products that are derm quality have ingredients that the customers do not want in there anymore. We get a huge backwind from this wellness industry that's 7 trillion now and growing 8% CAGR. This is where the Oura Ring gets an $11 billion valuation, and AG1 is doing about 700 million a year, the green powder, and those are our customers. So we feel that we can reach a lot of people. Very early in what is a major buzzword, which is peptide skincare. I used the peptide in 2001, a glutathione, which is like something that is now very much used for longevity and biohacking. So you could say that we are longevity and biohacking for your skin. These are the SKUs. We have currently 7 SKUs. This is just a larger size. But we would like to, with the capital, make a few more SKUs so we have a better shelf positioning in Blue Mercury, so we can take that from 14 to 100 stores. But even you can look at here, when you look at the serviceable market, if we just reach the 50 million households in the US that can afford it, and even with a 2% rate of conversion that's normal on Shopify, we can still do $1 million. 1 million customers will see it times our AOV is 170 million serviceable market, which is very impressive. Still for prestige, so you can make a lot of money on in prestige skincare. We have an amazing patent on an amazing berry from Patagonia that's stronger than acai in terms of oxygen resorbance capacity. We have incredible trademarks that would be impossible to get these days. And our positioning is really perfect for an aspirational customer who wants it all and is surprised that they can afford the same as Rihanna. We currently have 1.5 million in revenue last year, and we are focusing on direct-to-consumer. 500,000 of that is there. We already see some great KPIs, even so we don't have the best marketing agency, pre-capital, obviously, but we know the best agencies, and we know that better ROAS can even be achieved. But we are already profitable on first purchase. And we also can go into the wholesale, more Blue Mercuries, and then eventually a test in Sephora and Ulta, similar to like Tula, and end up with 20 million in revenue by 2029 and a positive EBITDA. As you can see here as well, the blue is the direct-to-consumer, the orange is the stores, and the services stay stable as a marketing machine and where we meet the influencers and the celebrities. Here's a little bit of the picture of the competition. Founders who formulate are very, very rare. I actually don't even know any of them here who are considered, although Dr. Perricone has had patents like me. But the positioning, I think, is excellent in order to get to the serviceable market. We have an amazing team already. A lot of them have been with me for over 10 years, 12 years and more. My vice presidents and the estheticians for over 20 years. So got a lot of longevity, and we're excited with the capital to hire additional people that can create this at least 10x growth. Because we have bestsellers already out of 7 products, we already have more than half our bestsellers, and we were in the top 10 in some of the Blue Mercuries. that we are currently selling, which is a miracle. With literally, they have over 100 brands, and most of them have 20 SKUs in the store. We only have 7, and we're going to increase that, but it is definitely where we want to get more attention on the SKUs we already have. And the team is very important, obviously, and inventory. A little bit of R&D because I actually formulate, so I could do that with a custom manufacturer, so we don't have to actually pay a consultant for that. And this is a reserve, and this all comes from a business model. This is just an annex. So we're through the deck. If you have any questions, please let me know. I don't know if I mentioned actually my background as a pre-med and nutritionist, but that's a lot of people ask why I'm able to actually know so much about skincare and formulate.
Thank you so much for the pitch, Marius. Congrats. Let's go and now move to the feedback part, and let's start with Shelley.
Interesting collection. Looking at your revenue, you're doing 850K out of the spa. How long has the spa been running? Sorry.
So we actually incorporated in 2000.
Okay.
And we started with no money, and the reason why we were able to do it because we had those 1,000 clients from Vogue, and we charge enough money so we can basically pay the rent, and then we grew from that. We took the profit, put it towards the products, really, which is where we saw the scalability was possible.
Okay. And now you have D2C revenue at 500K, but your spa products, and then another 100K out of the spa, you're selling the products. So you're doing 600K plus 90 hotels, so 690 right now.
That is the product revenue, correct?
Your product revenue is at 690. And so discussing this 5 million that you're looking for, if you're doing 690 in product right now, you're looking at a pretty aggressive scale up. So the majority of it is what are you looking for? Inventory, product development?
Yes, a lot of it is inventory. I'm going to go to that slide as well, but it also is just reaching more clients. So just to give you an idea, in 20 years, because of the lack of capital, we were basically waiting for events like the Oprah show and the Allure and the Vogue, which are not scheduled, right? The good thing about now, then in the past you would get these freebies, but you couldn't schedule them. Now there's companies that deploy easily, I know one in particular, I don't want to mention the name because it's proprietary, but they deployed $5 million into the meta funnel and got 20 back at a 4x ROAS with a margin of like nearly 90%. So it is incredible what can be done in skincare these days. And I know Hailey Bieber is a celebrity, so it's hard to compare a road with us, even so she loved my products and got inspired by them. But she took the company from 0 to 215 million in 3 years, which is incredible. And there have been exits that are by beauty experts that were even bigger. You might be familiar with Paula's Choice, which was a $2.2 billion. So I think what our issue is currently is that we don't have enough capital to put enough money into meta marketing and inventory, and also hire someone who has a bit of a playbook from a company that has 10x. So those are the things that are going to change the picture. Of course, we're very innovative too. So making a few more products, and also we want to make the packaging more. We're looking for impact investors as well, as they have some incredible ideas how to make the packaging even greener. So there's going to be a lot of backwind once we get the capital. We kind of ran this Rivian.
And what are you offering for this 5 million?
So we were considering to start with a safe note, but I am also looking to talk to family office, angel investors, seed VCs, and sometimes certain investors are a little bit more strategic. So I would probably allow them to propose a valuation. It's sort of hard because to start a company right now in skincare, you'd need $5 million, and to get to our kind of state of just like regular people that gave us reviews, you would probably, and the celebrities, you probably need to spend another 15 million. So we've got a lot of assets, but we can't move forward without the capital. Here is just some of the clients that we're leaning into. So there's a gentleman here who's, is a big fan, and we were also considering potentially like actually we're talking to some agencies because some of these clients could actually get a little bit of equity and help create a little bit of that Haley effect, if you wish. Although I can sell the products very well on TikTok stream and probably could do easily a QVC thing as well. So we could lean into certain clients as well. This is the spa where a lot of them come. So I'll just give you an example. One of the influencers got a free facial and made us $25,000 that day, in one day, out of a $68 product.
Okay, thank you for your question, Shelly. Who would like to go next? Thinking maybe Samuel? Samuel?
Yeah, I
Hello?
just have one question. You're looking to scale very, very quickly. I'm really impressed with how you've already grown with very little capital, and you've done a great job. What
Thank
about
you, Samuel.
your production and maintaining your ingredient integrity on your growth plan?
Excellent question. I know you've been in manufacturing, and it's so again, there's an incredible benefit to have a custom manufacturer who you could eat off their floors. It's like so buttoned up. It's pharmaceutical grade, and also they've evolved in these 20-something years where they make now products that are sold in Walgreens and CVS and an enormous quantity. So scalability is not an issue. However, at the same time, the lead times are a little longer because they are very sophisticated and they have a lot of QC steps, right? Now, of course, we can also diversify. We have our own formula, so we can also produce in more than one place. But the idea, unfortunately, unlike a SaaS or a crypto company, you cannot actually work without operating cash, and because you have to wait for retailers to pay you, and you need to have sometimes you have up to 20% of your yearly sales stuck in inventory. So it's sort of a miracle what we've done so far, frankly, and it was only due to the Oprah show why we were able to do that, since no one put $1 into the company so far.
Well, congratulations, and I hope the growth continues.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sam. Yeah, maybe we can have a very short feedback from one more person. I'm thinking Severin.
Yeah, I can keep it super short. Yeah, lovely pitch. Well done, Marius. Do you think it translates then from this like celebrity flywheel you've got to stores like Sephora or Ulta? I feel like they're very different playing fields than like Blue Mercury and some of the celebs that are using your products.
Excellent question. As a matter of fact, Sephora doesn't like to talk to brands unless they have a big social following. We got a pretty good social following, but we're intentionally not going into Sephora now. We have 72,000 followers on Instagram, and we would love to go to Sephora when we have 500. And I think the way it works with the celebrities and influencers is there's a hierarchy. So you have, I mean, when I saw at the Vanity Fair party, I was lucky to be invited, and I saw how Kate Winslet was looking up to Meryl Streep, and then other people were looking up to Kate Winslet. And, essentially the way it works is you have the A-listers, and then influencers want to be part of this club. And the macro influencers are your clients. And then the micro influencers you can get for a lot less. And you can start seeding products to them instead of like paying them, and just seeding products and get a huge amount of user-generated content. And that together with AI, because there's a lot of creatives you can now create with AI. So a combination of those two can create so much content and so much buzz that Sephora and Ulta will be coming to you probably. But we're also going to hire people that have done excellent work with Sephora before, and they can place a call and say, hey, we've done it with this brand. Let's do it with Tracie Martyn. So I feel we want to cross all our T's and dot our I's before we go to like a big box Ulta and Sephora, because that sets the signal for a PE company to purchase a majority of the company and then flip it to a strategic.
Lovely. Well answered. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for the feedback. Congrats, Marius, for the pitch and good luck.
I have one last question.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sure, Meredith. Go ahead. Sorry, Meredith.
Yes. Have you monitored your sales data in different? Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Marius, great presentation. My question is have you monitored the sales data in different markets? Have you monitored the sales data in different markets, such as North America, Europe, Asia? Do you have a specific market that the sales is doing really well? Have you
love that
compared
question.
The performance in different markets?
I love that question because, you know, like it's so easy for a passionate entrepreneur like me to want to be everywhere. Like for instance, I studied traditional Chinese medicine, so I love the culture. And I met a KOL who said, I can blow this up for you on 11/11. I don't know if you know, that's Singles Day, and you can literally like sell $10 million worth of a cream. But I feel like we could go to China, for instance, via Tmall. There's a category called Made by Hufu, which is brightening skincare, and our products are very melanin correcting. So we can work with both dark melanin, which is hyperpigmentation that is post-inflammatory. So we can go to India, and then we can go to China for the Made by Hufu, which is the segment of like brightening skincare. So I believe both would be an excellent fit, but it's very important to be disciplined and win in the US first. And then around 2028, we'll start doing some tests in the international market so that we can get the appetite of a private equity company, maybe who can see that global vision as well.
Thank you. And you manufactured everything in New York?
No, everything is manufactured in the US, but not in New York. The labs usually don't want to pay New York rent. But you know, we pay New York rent because this is where the celebrities come and they just love having our spa sanctuary, and they give a lot back for that.
Will you ever outsource the manufacturers?
Yes,
at some point?
yes.
Yeah.
For instance, if we would go to Brazil, you know, Brazil is.
Why didn't you do it sooner?
Brazil is terrible, for instance, as an example, to import in, right? Whereas going to China is actually not that difficult if you go through cross-border, through Tmall. So we probably wouldn't have to manufacture in China, but we would have to manufacture in Brazil. So it depends on the COGS and the margins and the gross profit. We would make a decision, since we have our own formula, do we manufacture locally or do we just figure out to make the shipping work?
Thank you. Great answers.
Sure.
Thank you, Meredith. Okay, we have two more presentations this evening. The next one is Ciriana from Rome, Italy, with Sofia and Rafal. And I will be sharing the recorded pitch now. One second, please. Here it is. Please let me know if there is sound.
Good evening. My name is Sofia, the owner of Ciriana Fashion Group from Rome, operating since 2013. 2 years ago, I switched to entirely organic production and developed 3 fashion brands which use zero synthetic components, zero plastic. We actually market our production that is so healthy and so natural that you can actually eat our clothes. But one element has been missing in order to develop this niche product, namely color. I am currently using plant-based dyes in a micro scale, but I needed a solution to be at the level of synthetic dyes in terms of their attractiveness and durability. So what do? I want to transform the fashion business, and I want to start producing clothing in a healthy way to make them durable and equally attractive aesthetically as synthetic clothes. Why is it important? It's important not only for me, but for humanity. We are in the 21st century where medical research proves toxicity of chemicals used for textile dyeing. These chemical substances, especially strong unnatural colors like the black, prove to be absorbed by skin pores and inhaled, which leads to allergies, cancers, and plastic accumulation inside of our organisms, which suffer obviously with delay. And this is the reason why there is no immediate call for action. They also pollute groundwaters with every single washing. So what I want to do, I found a solution. I found a small-scale natural dyes manufacturer in Portugal, and we decided to join forces. We already have a small plant with an infrastructure with all permits and waste disposal certifications. We have IP for more than 20 plant extracts on various levels of readiness. We have established sources of biomass needed for production of extracts that we get from food producers based on the idea that we use only waste, not cultivated crops. We also have science teams working on extract improvement. And finally, we've got organic textiles producers who partner with us. We have an exclusive team that we teamed up because we are complementary. There are three main people who lead the change, and these are my partners from Portugal, Miguel and Diogo. Miguel is a textile innovator, a chemist, a strategist within the textile industry, and Diogo is actually a hands-on dye innovator both are actually doing this for more than 20 years. So what we have a unique technology. We have an operational dyeing house in Portugal, which is already working. And we have our Mine fashion company, which is producing organic collections in Italy and has been already recognized and rewarded. Last year, we won the first prize in the Festival of Fashion among more than 60 countries, 60 brands. So we are really proud that this fashion is also recognized. So our revenue model, it assumes three different sources of revenue. One is coming from the service of dyeing of organic textiles, and it's B2B for textiles producers and garment producers. This is the main source of revenue. It comprises more than 60% of our revenue. And the other two, one is the product of dyed fabrics. It's also B2B for textiles resellers and garment producers. And the third one is actually my domain, which is ready-made clothing collections, and they are B2B and B2C, obviously. The last two are to create bigger demand for the product. So details later, if you have questions. What we are asking is 4 million euro over 2.5 years. So this is needed for capex, 2.8 million for machinery infrastructure to raise production capacity. We have production capacity of 60 kilo per day and want to raise it to 3 tons in year 4. OPEX, 1.2 million for science, for personnel, for marketing of all 3 revenue streams. Total investment is repaid at the end of year 4. 3.5 million annual free cash flow generated in after year 4. So it looks like a good money-making machine. 40 million euro yearly revenue after year 4. So we estimated the valuation of the company for 35-40 million euro after year 5, based on calculations which are explained here in the slides. This is what it looks like, a slow development of business. So if you see from this diagram, after 18 months, we are ready to bring profit. So 18 months is actually needed for development of the infrastructure, for raising the production capacity, and then we start generating profit, which is growing intensely. So after year 4, the investment is repaid, and after year 5, you can see a considerable income. So it's like also a modest assumption here, that we will produce 2 or 3 tons after some time, because let's say the average dyeing premises in Portugal produce 20 tons a day. So you can imagine those assumptions are modest. But if you look at the diagram, it looks like it's really growing fastly. So this is a very good demand at the moment. We need to hurry up. There is a lot of competition. There are a lot of people who are trying to create the same solution, and our risk is that we will not be in time. So someone will be faster and they will get the bigger market share. So this is what we come up with. I'm ready for your questions now. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to ask Jeppe first for this feedback.
Okay, thank you for a great presentation. If you compare the organic dyed textile to the synthetic dyed textile today, what's the big setbacks from the organic to reach the standards of the synthetic dyes today? And how far are the big retailers for using organic dyed fabrics in their products today?
The difference? Yes, thank you very much. The difference, actually, I can say that they are fantastic. I mean, organic textiles are really behaving in a different way. So when I'm thinking about the development of fashion industry, I can't understand why it went this way towards the synthetic textile. So I'm actually using organic textiles, so I can actually talk a lot about the features. They are breathing. They are different when you touch them. They are the only thing actually I can say is a drawback. They are not elastic, right? So this is the thing. But imagine that with my Portuguese partners, we discovered a mechanism and we discovered fibers that are elastic and they are natural. So this is a very amazing discovery. So we will be using it as well in the nearest future. So I think that the only drawback that I can actually name right now is the lack of color. So this is the thing. But the second question that you raised, so how is the retail prepared for this? So I'm saying that I'm thinking that the new generation of customers is actually voting for this solution with their money, right? With the purchases. So young people don't want to have synthetic clothing anymore. So retailers are shifting towards it, but the solution is not existent yet. So it's like a very slow change. But on the other hand, the market is like this. We are now competing for this solution. Imagine that there are so many producers of natural products that want to have the dyes, and the dyes do not exist yet. They are not launched. So this is actually a very good opportunity for us to enter the market, right?
So there is a demand for such weight
Yes.
today, but the technology is not ready.
Absolutely. I would say it's a competitor's war. We are actually competing who will be the first one who will be launching this solution, because it's like it still requires some work, some lab work. We still need to make it stronger, use better fixants in order to protect the dyes, because there are obviously sunlight, washing, and a lot of factors that might damage the colors nowadays. But actually, with our partners in Portugal, we are almost ready, in a sense that some of the colors are ready to launch. Some of them are on this lower level. We still need to work on this, and we are working with 2 different universities to strengthen those colors, those extracts. So imagine we will be ready pretty soon with the whole color palette.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shelley, would you like to go next?
Sure. E buonasera. Io guardando adesso il vostro fitting room è vicino a casa mia. I spend my time between Rome and New York. So I will come check out your fitting room that you have there in New York for your collection, or in Rome, sorry. Question for you. I've actually been involved with a fabric company. I sold my children's apparel company to a large factory group in India that is specialized in threads, fabrics, dyeing, both organic and so very interesting that, we tried to do a lot of things in Europe to get around various trade situations, and especially in children's garments with all of the regulations on chemicals was really a natural path to go down the organic way. And we spent a number of years trying to do this. Europe was really a hurdle, mostly on costing. So I assume, just quick first question is, you're targeting luxury or ready to wear up to luxury. I assume you're not going for the Portuguese kind of cotton market, which is probably can't compete anymore with China and India.
Yes, absolutely. It's a very good question. Thank you for that. So this is like, imagine, so at that stage, we talk about luxury because it's expensive, but the target is actually, we want to democratize this, let's say, fashion, organic fashion. So I'm running 3 different brands, and one is premium, one is, let's say, on the medium level, and the other is luxury. So there are 3 different segments already where we use our colors. So it's absolutely not luxury. It has to be like available for more people.
If I can add here, because I believe that's important. So if we are talking about luxury, we are talking about the glamour, the third element of our revenue. But the biggest element of our revenue is making the fabrics full of color. So it's a service of coloring. So this is dyeing house. And here, when we are talking about So here, when we are talking about the price per kilogram, this is double comparing to synthetics. Double comparing to synthetics
at this stage, yes.
So that double comparing to synthetics, this is not necessarily luxury, because with that you can address any brand willing to buy the service and willing to have the fabrics which are colored in the natural way. So having this at the level of 10 euro per kilogram instead of 5, it is not really changing for them the end product cost so much. So I believe that here it is not necessarily only the discussion about the cost. It is the discussion about the market, which expects sustainable fashion, fully sustainable, not only fabric, but also color.
And I assume that you say you were working with a few universities, so you're gating your development through patents, or?
No, we are actually now working on improving the extracts. So imagine that our target is to be competitive to synthetic dyes. So if you take I don't know, something like a black leather jacket, right? So it's the color is so durable that it's actually impossible to create a natural dye so strong, so fixed, so much fixed. So this is exactly what we are doing with the universities. We are trying to strengthen our colors first, and to discover components like fixants. This is the outer layer that you put on the dye, in order that will be natural, completely natural. So imagine our competition might be doing colors, natural dyes, but their fixins and their mordants are not natural. They are synthetic.
Yeah.
And in my philosophy, it's unacceptable. So I'm making clothes, like I said, almost ready to be eaten. So they need to be completely organic. So
and is the regulation as far as claiming fully organic on your side, as far as not using any of the fixing agents?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are ready with all the certificates. We do have 20 colors at the moment. Some of them, they are more advanced from that perspective of making them durable, fixing, and as Sophia said, some less. And at the moment, we are having the capacity to do it in this natural way of 60 kilo a day. And where we are looking for a funds is to make this industrialized and move to 1 ton in 18 months, and then up to 3 tons, which again, it's still small comparing to the dyeing houses.
Yes, average production of a dyeing house.
Because then glamour itself, it's rather like a marketing engine for this dyeing houses, that it really shows the product which is fully available and builds the customers which are demanding from any brand to have this fully sustainable.
But at that level, if I may add, there are prestigious luxury brands that are coming to us and asking for the service already. So they are premium brands producing especially kids wear, and they are already our clients. So this is like a part of a luxury, let's say, fashion nowadays. But I want to do it in a bigger scale in order to lower the costs and make it available for everyone.
Yeah, but definitely, that 12 and under, also in the United States, I think now with the regulation, it's definitely a market that you could address if you could be the first mover. But that's the hurdle, I guess.
So one of the main messages we were sharing is that with that technology, you can have a dyeing house in the city, because there is practically no waste, and that's what we are promoting.
Yeah, you're not going to end up destroying the Arno in Florence again with all the chemical dyes.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Very well. Good work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Actually, we'll run a bit. We're a bit over time, but very quick question.
What fabrics are you dyeing? What are your base fabrics?
The cellulose-based fabrics, so cotton, usually cotton, mostly cotton and silk, and there is also hemp. So they are cellulose-based fabrics.
Right. You're in a very good spot right now with your concept, because everything is moving to a quality of life versus a quantity of life. And where you're at with the circular economy, you're focused in on an area that could grow very quickly, especially here in the US.
Absolutely. Also here in Europe. So imagine my ambition is to create everything from the European ecosystem. So we don't want to go to India to fetch some plants in order to create the red color, for instance, or indigo from Egypt. We are doing it in Europe, and we are really successful in creating the whole palette of colors. So I'm really happy, to share this solution with you guys.
And dyeing in a place where it's, as I said, theoretically in the city, this is changing also the concept of the logistics. Yes, you don't need to really travel with so much.
So no carbon print, right?
That's another question I had for you. The dye houses that you're creating that can be put in the cities, that I'd be interested in talking to you about that, because what we're doing right now is we're moving away from mass production to on-demand customization. And when Joanne's gone, there's a huge opportunity here in the US for new fabrics.
So yeah, I'm ready to go to the US as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation. Really interesting company, and thank you for the feedback. We have one more presenter tonight, which is Smart Birdy with Abby. So Abby will be sharing her screen and start the pitch.
Hello all. So I actually wanted to quickly just start out with a brand overview, an introduction, and then we'll get into the deck. All right. So hi, I'm Abby Listo. I'm founder, owner, and designer of Smart Birdy. And here at Smart Birdy, we are redefining the way women travel. And that's by elevating the experience through our one-of-a-kind luggage design. Allow me to introduce the Smart Birdy Jet Setter luggage. Designed for a woman, by a woman, and was inspired by the iconic hat box, then innovatively redesigned into a modern dual stacking carry-on luggage set. Smart Birdy's design philosophy incorporates 3 foundational components, and that's fashion, function, and technology, the way we define smart here at Birdy. So she's far more than just a pretty little bag. The Birdy suitcase is tech savvy, includes 10 custom travel accessories, over 20 innovative built-in features, fine quality materials, and all custom hardware. And wait till you see how much she can pack. She has maximum depth for TSA carry-on size regulations. And if that's not enough, due to her unique round shape, Birdy's the only luggage in the world that airlines consider both a personal item when carried on the shoulder or by the top handle and a roller suitcase, allowing our jet setters to board with 2 Birdies. There's no other luggage brand that offers this level of versatility, craftsmanship, and sophisticated style. This is what happens when luggage is designed with the same intention as luxury fashion. So that's a little bit about the brand and the product. And now we'll get into the business. Share my screen. All right. Start from the beginning. All right, here we go. Smart Birdy, smart and sophisticated luggage for women. So the problem in the luggage industry right now is that no one is designing for the woman. All luggage looks the same. Most bags are basic, rectangular, built for only function and utility. Women are overlooked. Even though women drive a majority of luxury purchases, no luggage brand is designed specifically for them. Style and function rarely meet. Women often have to choose between style with no function or practicality with no design. A premium, fashion-forward, and tech-savvy luggage option simply does not exist. So there really isn't anything like the Smart Birdy Jet Setter luggage. So the solution here is that women want luggage that elevates, it sophisticates, designed with modern amenities, and design for the female traveler. So one of our most signature features is our stackability. So you can roll 1 on the bottom, stack 2 on the top. You're rolling through the airport with 1 hand. It's so seamless. And then once you get to the gate, you just take the top one off, throw it on your shoulder. Boom, saving our customers hours in time when they get off and on to the plane. They don't have to deal with the checked luggage. You can fit so much in having 2 Birdies. And we have all of those packing style guys online and on our socials. Design with modern amenities. So yes, the Smart Birdy luggage does charge your phone. It does come with a Bluetooth wireless speaker. So our girl can jam while she glams in the hotel because half the time the Bluetooth connection doesn't even work. But we also have built-in features that are smart. So computer sleeve, shoe compartment, packing pockets, all kinds that make this a modern bag, but very functional as well. And like I said, designed for the female traveler, right? So the fact that you can throw that shoulder strap on, wear it as a shoulder bag, that's more catered to the woman, and holding it like a hat box. And that's great. Look at her walking down the stairs. It's, again, super seamless. Rolling with 2, being able to take 1 off and manage both of them. You can't do that with rectangular luggage. All right, market validation. I know this slide's a bit busy, so we're going to start on the left side with luggage market, and then we'll go into the TAM, SAM, and SOM. So this slide's actually one of my favorite because we get to talk about what is happening in the luggage market today. Well, let me tell you something. It's hot, and it has been for the past 10 years when I started getting into this industry. So let's start with the more heritage brands, and then we'll talk about the ones that have come in the market in the past 5 to 10 years. So Tumi and Rimowa. These two brands, their luggage is a bit more in line with our price point. And so Tumi actually ended up having a $2 billion acquisition by Samsonite. And at the time, the returns were around 17% for investors, which is very similar to what the tech industry does. And we know those have the highest acquisitions. So it was really good to see. And a lot of what they were paying for is design. And a similar scenario with Rimowa, who was acquired by LVMH for almost $1 billion. So again, these heritage brands getting acquired, that's definitely an exit strategy for Smart Birdy down the line. Now let's talk about the new brands that have come to the market recently. All right. And I'm going to say them quickly. Away, Base, Manos, and July, and Cowpack. Those are the bigger players right now. Okay. Away luggage kind of came out of nowhere. They had a $1.4 billion valuation. They've had a couple $100 million raised in VC. There's been an extreme amount of investment and growth because the luggage market before 10 years ago really only had a couple dominating brand names. So there is absolutely opportunity. But all the brands I'm talking about right now, they're more in that mass market range, not the premium. The heritage brands are in premium, no, premium luxury. All right, so going on to Bays. I would call Bays the Away of the West Coast. And one thing that's different than Bays, they came to market after Away. Away used to be the shining star. And then Bays came in. They have a celebrity founder, but they're well on doing $100 million in annual revenue, probably more at this point. And they've raised millions and millions from VC as well. So that's a celebrity ran brand, but they've kind of, I would say, taken a little bit more market share than Away did. So that, again, just still shows you how much opportunity. After that, Manos, July, and Cowpack. So Manos is basically a version of Away and Bays in Canada. July is the same, but in Australia. July was already acquired. And Manos has $150 million valuation with $40 million in VC invested into them. And Cowpack would be the smallest of all these kind of like bigger mid-market brands, but they're still doing at least $20 million annual revenue from what I know. They've just opened some stores here in LA. So I would assume they're probably even doing more. So again, what I like to say, luggage market is very active right now. And there's still plenty of opportunity in the premium luxury space because, again, these are all more mass market, fast luggage brands. All right, TAM, SAM, and SOM. The TAM, so the global luggage market as a whole is $50 billion right now, but it's expected to grow to $100 billion by 2030. Most growth in the premium and luxury. And for Smart Birdy, we have a lot of potential avenues that we could go with the brand. But for the biggest one for this TAM, I would say is like, yes, we do have a concept for men's because, for us to really hit the whole global luggage market, we're absolutely going to have to just expand. So if we needed to entertain that, we could. And Sam, so that's the premium women's travel bags. So that's not just luggage, it's like travel bags too. That's at $22 billion and almost 70% of luxury consumers are women, but no one's focusing on them, right? Wide open market space. And then we go to the SOM, the premium women's luggage industry, just that, okay? So again, no brand is truly dominating whatsoever. And let's say Birdy were to dominate this space and be the leading brand. Well, that means she could be doing anywhere from $100 to $500 million in annual run rate. And it's a real KPI, but we'll get to the financials later on the deck. So the luggage market is at an inflection point right now. It's why Smart Birdy, my brand, has had the success it's had up to date with such minimal resources. All right, quickly just showing you kind of how the landscape looks for the competition. So at the bottom, you have Manos, Away, July, more unisex, more masculine design, Cowpack, so then for like the more trendy, Bays and Cowpack, the reason these are higher and a bit different from Away, July, Monos. Well, Bays, I would say, has a bit more of a feminine lead. And then Calpac does design like a round, like travel case, but doesn't have wheels.
I'm sorry, Abby. Time is running a little bit out. Do you have a lot of slides left? How many slides do you have left?
I mean, I think I have 10 total. I have no idea where I'm
Okay.
at. Is it shorter because we ran late, or?
So maybe just talk a bit faster on each slide, and so we can make it, in 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, here's our milestones. We have pretty much hit every single milestone. A big one is we're in Bloomingdale's. We've been featured on the Today Show. That was on our 4th month of business. We did 50K in sales in an hour. I'm an American Express ambassador. I've shown at Paris Fashion Week, just did a collection last fall, been shown in tons of magazine features, etc. I will say just real quickly about the revenue. When I started this company, we hit $1 million in revenue in under 2 years and have continued steady growth from there. Long story short, sold millions and millions of Smart Birdy luggage. All right. So quickly, business model, we're direct to consumer, e-commerce. We have dabbled a tiny bit in the wholesale with the Bloomingdale's, but we still are online only. I do need to grow to get us in sales into stores, because that's just a whole different beast, getting in stores versus online. And we could be in so many more retailers if we want to make that a focus. We have 65% margins, 100 average, $1,000 AOV, and a 30% customer return rate, which is very high for luggage. A lot of it is because of the whole stackable ability, but also because we've got 10, 15 colors total overall, and it kind of is a collector's piece. One other thing I don't have on here, I would like to point out, we have a 1% return rate. So I think that really kind of stands about the product. Quickly, marketing, go-to-market strategy, growth strategy. Quite frankly, just investing in all of these departments, right? Ramping up our e-commerce. We have been predominantly operating in the e-commerce digital paid ads. That is our number one driver for revenue, but there's a lot of opportunity in terms of just cleaning up all of our systems. We need more content to be able to sell more. We are a bit capital constrained. We only have X amount of budget each month. If we, and just so you know, on average, we're doing maybe 10 to 15 ads a day running. Well, these other luggage brands are doing anywhere from 200 to 500 ads a day. So there's that much. I guess I'm really low on time, so I don't think it's best I focus on this. These are all just areas of how we're going to grow the company. My funding, ask and use of funds. So overall, I'm looking for a $3 million milestone investment over 3 years. The equity is negotiable because it really depends on what type of investor, how strategic are they. And also too, I am very much working on putting a very high level board together. So once that comes into play, that's going to really help establish the brand on a business level too for growth and investment. Financial projections. Look, these are extremely conservative, but I kept it conservative. It says up to 10 million in 5 years. I know brands doing 150 million on the e-commerce side. We are not doing anything else besides the paid advertising. So we have minimal experience with influencers, although the one that we did work with sold a ton. And then, we're not doing PR, we're just doing the bare minimum. Okay. And at the end of the day, this bag just sells. So, so I guess short on time. So
I think that's perfect like this. So we can just move to the feedback part now in the Q&A and ask and hear the questions, if that's okay. Severin, would you like to give your feedback?
Yeah, Abby, that was so energetic and enthusiastic. I really appreciate your love for your business. It looks like you've had a little bit of retail experience in store, but where do you imagine selling the products? So those financial numbers and projections that we see, where is that product being sold? Is that majoritively retail, wholesale, D2C?
Like right now?
No, in the future, where is that bag
and
placed? Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Saks, Printemps, Harrods, Selfridges, Meta or Moda Operandi, Net-a-Porter. Those are all potentials that I think are very aligned with the brand. I would definitely want to start with expanding our relationship with Bloomingdale's. One thing I didn't get to mention, but I have just launched a brand new business tote that stacks on the luggage. So even getting the brand out of just luggage, now we're pivoting in more into travel. And we also did an entire resort collection for Paris Fashion Week. Here's one of the beach bags. So again, pivoting also into resort to just expand outside of luggage, also being in travel and resort are potentials too.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll let another one of the advisors ask a question.
Thank you. Who would like to go next? Samuel?
Yes.
Perhaps? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say congratulations on your project and your success. And I think that I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and startups, and the way you started your company and developed it with one item is incredible because so many people have too many items to start with. But the only question I have for you, have you thought about the men's market? Because you already have a good spot in the women's market, and that one item could maybe transfer to the men's market. The other thing is on your scalability. Have you laid that out going into the department stores, because you're going to need stronger production, and where is your production being done now?
Yeah, so quickly, so we are manufacturing over in Guangzhou. I actually lived over there for 2 years when I started the business. I have an extremely close relationship with the factory. I've been working with them since day one. They are the best in the business, which I know is kind of crazy to say, but even to explain what that means is one of the owners, it's husband and wife. One of the owners is European. So he has a European mindset as a businessman. Normally all the factories are owned by Chinese people. His wife is Chinese, but that is just one unique thing. And that's because they are such a massive and dominant factory. I've also tried other factories just to get quotes, just to make sure. And actually all those factories had called my factory and was like, hey, how do we make this bag? So I've been with them since the beginning, 10 years. It's an extremely big part of why this all works is because of my relationship with them and being able to just, go on site and get what needs to get done and making sure quality is at the top of the focus.
What intellectual property do you own on your bag?
None. Because really at the end of the day, with design, you only need a 15% differentiation. But what I can quickly say about that is that our bag, the whole inspiration behind just the hat box, the brand is positioned behind the hat box and what it means, in the fashion industry, because it is very much an icon. It's very sophisticated. So if another brand like a Tumi were to come out with a hatbox suitcase, it's just not going to have the same effect. And I also do know to come into the premium luggage marketplace, it's a huge barrier to entry. It's very expensive. You also need not just regular fashion designers, you need industrial designers building this project. There's engineering. And so there's that. And no one really has even tried to come into the premium women's market space in luggage after 10 years. So, we're just moving right along in our own lane right now.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you, Sam. Jeppe?
Okay, on the deck that was distributed before this pitch night, you says that you're asking for $3 million, and they said it EBITDA after 5 years. You didn't show it here, but was 1.5 million. So after 5 years, you can have the half of it in EBITDA. Where does all the money goes? And I think from a VC investor, you should have a much larger EBITDA at that time.
Do you have a deck that addresses EBITDA?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, then you were sent the wrong one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was an original deck, but the one that I'm presenting today is did not have the EBITDA in there.
What's the
because
EBITDA in the new deck after year 5?
I'm kind of still working on all of those numbers. I can't give you like a perfect answer for that right now.
Another question. I saw you had a lot of like initiatives on like the go-to-market, and it was very spread all over. What's the most, and it's gonna be really costly doing that. Why you don't focus it in even more on more specific events?
Well, the go-to-market was just addressing all of the departments within the business. I have been running this company, pretty much me as the leader, and for many, many years working with like marketing agencies, website agencies, part-time consultants, really not having the right team in place. So like the very first thing we're going to work on is like focusing on e-commerce and getting our advertising up to where it is and making sure that website's converting at the most optimized place. And then after that's all great, then we go lean into the more brand marketing side. You've got PR, celebrity, influencers, all of that. Basically all of my departments are just, they're not optimized whatsoever. So if we just give each one a little bit of focus and putting the right people in place with real great experience and a little bit of passion about what they do, all of it collectively needs addressing, because the way I've been running the company is, like I said, with agencies and part-time consultants, and it's gotten us to a certain place, but it's not scalable like that. So, but there's layers. It would be rolled out, wouldn't be all at once. It'd be like, okay, if we start with the digital marketing side of things, I mean, boom, their revenue is going to triple if all the things are done right and set up properly. But it does take some time, to scale that. We have to shoot new content and all different types of content too, like, campaign with models and in studio and UGC. So, but like once we get, this all working as a really proper system, then that's really where the scalability comes in. The cost per acquisition comes down, and so much automation is like happening. But I've kind of like pieced this together and over the years, and we're on all the big platforms, Shopify, Klaviyo, we're everywhere we need to be, just nothing's optimized.
Just bear in mind that all is the CAC, so it's not like running away in terms, rather than compared to your sales prices.
Yeah, well, I will say too, if we are, especially this is one thing with retail, because obviously wholesale isn't giving any type of the returns that like, direct to consumer is. But if we get in retail, that's going to need more product. If we're able to bring the price of our product down, because we only do minimum runs, so I'm paying quite a premium. If we could get our cost of goods down, I mean, now that's where all the profitability starts tenfolding, because we can be profitable in our retailers, because right now we pretty much like break even in Bloomingdale's. But if we were able to lower our cost per acquisition, we're going to be profitable in retail and even more profitable in the e-commerce digital marketing side of things. And that's without even bringing in the whole brand marketing with the PR, with the influencers and just that. But that doesn't come until you got, the whole system digitally unlock.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're running a little bit out of time, so I think, yes, apologies for being a little bit too long, but thank you all for staying till the end, and congrats again to all the presenters. And I will be sharing again the contact list and the recording tomorrow to all of you, so you can get in touch. And I hope you enjoyed the event. I'm very glad that you made it, and see you soon again. Okay. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
That was
Thank you
great.
so much.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Good evening,
Bye.
everybody.
Goodbye. Bye.